This is a segment of the up-and-coming The Whole Chessboard video. I hope you enjoy. Interdimensional Mind Games is an introductory video I put together on sin and legal rights. Take some time to view this video for more information on this subject. If something doesn't click here, it will make more sense after that video. The effects of sin are like infected scars on your body that you can't see. It is only visible spiritually, and, like scars, your sin doesn't disappear once you accept God's new covenant. Sin is just forgiven, and its smells are washed away. However, if you are guilty of sin, and this smell is still present, Satan has legal right to afflict you. Just because you have accepted God's covenant doesn't mean you are immune. Satan is used by God to right your ship when you're on the wrong trajectory. Satan is the accuser of man and must have permission to harm you. This is through legal right. He can't directly infect you unless there is cause. Evidence that you have sin in your life can show through your temptations, actions, and how the demonic world interacts with you. I'm not telling you that if they are affecting you, that you are hellbound, or that you don't love Yahushua HaMashiach. Only God knows your heart. But I'm telling you that if the demonic have a grip on you in some way, then you have a festering spiritual scar that you are holding on to. So, when people like Timothy Alberino, who I respect but disagree with on this, says they have interviewed people who are Christians who have been abducted by the demonic creatures known as aliens, or being a Christian won't save you from abduction. That is only because they are holding onto sin that gives the demonic legal right. Sin is a spiritual invitation and should be analyzed as a warning for something you are doing in your life. And if you are a Christian and you are suffering from abduction, it also means that you have something they want, perhaps epigenetically. So, you need to lock yourself down from sin. Legal rights don't just pertain to you. Legal rights pertain to the land and buildings around us. Ex-satanic high priest John Ramirez tells you exactly what he would do to a Christian when they were in his presence. And if you don't understand demonic influence and demonic attacks, then these men and women who have chosen to serve the deceiver can cause serious damage in your life if you have sin attached to you.
I was eight years old, losing sleep all night long, staying up for the devil, go to demon church, being trained. This is the thing that the demon church trains their people. Ooh. They train to have spiritual eyes, and they teach you spiritual warfare.
Say it.
And then they teach you how to connect with demons that have different powers, different contract, different covenants. But there's covenant, the demonic realm, because we copy everything that the church has.
Wow.
So we have them. We speak in tongues like y'all do.
Say that. Say that.
We speak in tongues. We speak in demonic tongues. We fall backwards in the spirit like y'all do. The only difference between you and the only difference between me and them now, I got the presence of God. They don't.
Come on.
I carry the presence of God. They don't carry that. That's why they don't have nothing on me, because I carry the presence. But everything, every format, every situation they have. And I did everything, all that situation. And then at the age of 7, 8 years old, they're already teaching you how to make contact with demons, what demons, what spirits are in cemetery, what marine spirits on the ocean, rivers, mountains, and you connect with these demons. What demons on the second level of spiritual warfare, in the second heaven, what demon principalities really, and then demons on the first heaven, and then demons on the ground and territory spirit. You start to make contract. You start to understand the patterns and cycles of witchcraft, how to do witchcraft, how to take control over region, over people, how to shut down churches. We are so organized. We are so organized, so committed to the demonic work, the witchcraft I did on people, the animal blood, the killings of animals, screaming all night, drinking the blood, sitting there drinking the blood, chopping heads of goats, and then licking the blood out of the goat's head.
Wow.
Live. You should see the eyes of the goat. And then cutting myself and drinking my blood, then sitting, and then we had a pot. It's called the cardone. I sat by the pot naked all night long, speaking to the devil, and the devil will show up. The aura of a presence of this monster will show up and talk to me in my conscience all night long. I would learn how to leave my body and astral project. I know how to put my body to sleep. Even the one I didn't want, I know how to put it to sleep because I had a contract with a demon it's called a civil cord. It's not really a civil cord, but it's just a metaphor thing of a contract with certain demons to astral project. So I can, if I had an assignment to curse your family, if I had an assignment to break your marriage, I would astral project, end up in your house in the spirit, see everything that you were doing in the spirit, and put the curse and put the division and discord and put a sexual demon on your husband so your husband can sleep with the hoochie and mess up the marriage.
Wow.
It's the witches that are after your anointing.
Wow.
Because if I can strip you for anointing, it's like Superman. If I can bring kryptonite to the fight, Superman don't mean nothing.
Wow.
If I can rob you from your anointing, Samson, you got nothing to fight with. So the demon, what they do is witches will size you up and size up the size of your anointing. See, I would size up Christians and size up the size of their anointing. And I knew what to bring to the fight. And I knew your anointing wasn't strong enough to endure the fight. And then when I got into the spiritual realm in the fight, because there's a door to the spiritual realm that you have to get in. And when you get into the spiritual realm, once I'm in that door in the spirit realm, I size you up. I size up your anointing. And then once I size up your anointing, I know what to bring to the fight, because then I do, you know how I do with the fight? I use the 10 rounds of the fight because I wear you out.
Wow. Wow.
I said I wear you out. And if I can wear you out, spirit of distraction, bondage, distraction, stronghold, I bring all these spirits with me, wear you out. So when the real fight shows up in the late rounds, you have nothing to fight with, and I got you. I put the nail on your coffin. Wow. And that's what I used to do. I was a PhD doing this to Christians. And then I had a friend of mine that would throw house parties and invite Christians. They go over there and get drunk, and I will come and steal the anointing. I will go there and steal their soul. I will open the demonic door. Christians going into house parties, getting drunk. Christians going to clubs, getting drunk. Christians playing the game in the devil's camp. You can't beat the devil in his territory. Let God anoint you and send you to the territory of the enemy, and then you can beat him. But you can't come and think that you got the armor when you're naked, spiritual naked.
You must understand how prayer and Yahusha protects you. Through prayer, you can seize the legal right of a room or conversation. John Ramirez explains this deeper. Spiritual mapping helps followers discover Canaanite altars that are everywhere in this world, and Tim Bentz travels the earth to destroy them through prayer. Check the library and search Tim Bentz. An exorcist claims legal right for God through prayer. Russ Tisdar, an exorcist, breaks down the book of Acts for you. He passed before he finished, but if you would like his MP3 collection, join my Telegram channel, Rundown of Our Reality, where you can download it. It took me a day to collect all of Russ's podcasts, so I'm happy to save you the time. Understanding legal right also helps you to understand why God wipes out nations. If you want to start to understand portals, you need to understand the magnetic energy produced by the Earth and how the frequency of the Earth can create energy. The ley lines of energy across this realm are a byproduct that the ancient bloodlines built upon because they were taught this science by the fallen messengers. The pyramids and ziggurats are power structures because the materials used to construct them focus the energy. The giant burial grounds are built the same way. These all come from the same teachings from the antediluvian era. The purpose for creating these power structures aren't about microwaving your popcorn or turning on your indoctrination box, but using the Earth's magnetism, frequency, and an essence that is called aether. These mediums are collected together to a focus point at the top of the pyramid or mound. The focus point creates the power required for portals. The structures create a torus field, and one side of the field has one specific frequency, and the other side has a different frequency. If you look at the movie or TV series Stargate, they are dialing using chevrons or symbols to show where the Stargate is tuning to. This is how the theory works. With the right frequency, you can travel anywhere on Earth, even past the veil, if the legal right of the land has been corrupted enough to create a doorway. There is another power structure that does the same thing, but through the ground. This area is called CERN. CERN is an acronym for Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire. What CERN also represents is Cernunnos, the Celtic god of the underworld. CERN is mostly known as the Large Circular Ring called the Large Hadron Collider. The LHC is 100 meters below ground and has a 27-kilometer circumference. CERN is a 27-kilometer frequency generator that tunes into channels that cannot be accessed through the pyramids, mounds, or ziggurats, or other towers.
Good evening. As a duly designated representative of the city, county, and state of New York, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the nearest convenient parallel dimension. That ought to do it. Thanks very much, Ray.
Are you a god?
No.
Imagine a 27-kilometer building which has a primary function of focusing energy. Try explaining that to the public. Mind you, most people are so asleep that they'd believe it was a space elevator, or whatever webbed, sticky narrative these occultists weave. Instead of building vertically, they build horizontally, and have little to explain to the public. Out of sight, out of mind.